I'm Elias Cepeda. I'm here at Dynamics MMA in West LA with Florian from UFC Tonight, and we're talking UFC Fight Night. This is the big story this week, specifically main event between Ricardo Lamas and Chad Mendes in the featherweight division, a division you're well acquainted with, Kenny, as a former world title challenger at featherweight. You were telling me how Mendes has gone from being just a one-dimensional wrestler that's predictable and powerful and dangerous, but really turning into a double threat on the ground in the clinch, but also with his hands. How does he use his wrestling to set those strikes up?
Absolutely. I think that was on full display against Jose Aldo in his last fight. And, in my opinion, I think he really gave Aldo the toughest test of his career. Really tested him on the feet, tested him with his grappling ability as well. Aldo was able to shut down a lot of the takedowns, as he always does against Chad Mendes. However, Chad was keeping him very honest and hurt him a few times during that fight, and you could see it on Jose Aldo's face. And it was a brilliant way of setting up the uppercut. But he utilizes his takedown threats to set up the striking. A lot of people utilize their striking to get into the takedowns. Well, he just does it in reverse, and he's got a few attacks that he likes to use. Now, we're both in our stance. We have equal stances, okay? We're both in the southpaw stance. Mendes, of course, is a righty, so don't judge me. I'm a southpaw. All right. So Mendes is here. Now, he will set up. Everyone knows that he's a very dominant and strong wrestler. So he will keep you honest with some feints. He'll level change here, level change, and kind of come in at it. Now, there's a couple responses that he can do. He can actually back out and away from me this way and pull out. And if he pulls out with his head up, it's going to come in the form of an overhand. Okay? So if I level change and Elias pulls out, that sets up the overhand. Okay? Now, Chad found out that a lot of guys, they're just not doing that. They decided to kind of level change with him and sprawl their hips back. Okay? So if he does that, boom, if I throw this, I'm not going to land. He can actually maybe take me down. So Chad has adjusted this technique, and he landed it beautifully against Jose Aldo. He went here, level change, he shot. You notice at least his hips are back, but what's available? The chin. So he adjusts with an uppercut, and he can throw it with the rear hand, boom, with the power shot, or he'll come in and use that lead hand as well on the uppercut. So an excellent technique. It's a double-pronged attack. It's a double threat, and Chad Mendes is a double threat because of it. So very effective technique there, and I think we're gonna see a lot more fighters using that.